might be a little concerned, too, if you heard this out of Liz's mouth. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. She said, and I kid you not, just moments ago, gargantuans remind me of my husband, Joey. I'm like, what?
It's not what I said.
What'd you say?
Gardenias.
Oh, okay. Big difference between gargantuans and gardenias.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a flower, right?
Yes, it is.
So why a flower?
Well, he really does the nicest thing. It's the sweetest thing. I love flowers, but I'm also pretty frugal, so I don't want somebody to go drop a lot of cash on flowers.
So they're the expensive type of flowers, huh?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I just, if you pick a flower for me, it just means, I don't know, it means more. I don't know why. Anyway, we have gardenias that grow outside of our home. And so sometimes, he's done this in the past, he'll go pick a couple of them and put them in my car for me. And it's like when I get in the car in the morning or in the afternoon, it just has that smell. So I immediately associate that smell with my husband. And I think that's an awesome thing. He brought me one. I was doing my hair on Sunday, and he brought me one and sort of, went to tuck it behind my ear kind of thing. And it was just like, that is the sweetest thing.
Mr. Romance.
Yeah.
Being husband of the year.
Yeah. But
Joey, you're making us all look bad, dude.
No. But in, 20 years, if I smell that, I'm immediately going to think of Joey. And I think that's awesome that we have that kind of thing.
I like how smells trigger memories like that. The good ones, too.
Yeah, yeah.
My grandmother passed away in 91, but that woman could make a pumpkin pie that I still can taste in my mouth today. And I was walking, I don't know where I was in the neighborhood. I can't remember whose house it was. All I remember is this swath of pumpkin pie coming out of their house.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were making it so early.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Grandma.
And that's what I love about it. You immediately think of that person. My dad used to wear Brute cologne, and he wanted it every Christmas, soap on a rope kind of stuff, and I hated it. But it's one of those things now I love to smell because I lost him, a couple years back.
Yeah.
And it's immediately, Dad.
Brute. He wore Brute.
And I guess my mom liked it. I don't know. I've bought him cologne over the years and tried to get him to change. Nope, stick him with Brute.
My grandmother used to buy me Brute when I was a kid.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Brute cologne.
I don't know if it started with
man.
I know, kind of, yeah.
Just like that old spit cologne. 800-447-7234. So what smell brings you back? She called Liz.
Okay.
She's like, there is a house. That aroma just absolutely convinced her, like freshly cut grass or pumpkin pie or gargantuan flowers.
No, that would be gardenias.
His radio. It is Rob and Liz. What brings you back when the fall colors are here, are starting to, the fall scents. Yeah. Bringing some people back to a time that was good, that we don't have to think about masks and social distancing. Yeah. 800-447-7234.
Deidre said, growing up, my best friend's house always smelled like carnations. So we would take turns spending weekends at each other's homes, and she thinks of that time of her life every time she smells a carnation.
Nice.
Yeah, then Melissa said, girl, my mama's stuffing. She said, instantly takes me back to when I was a little girl. Amy, her dad wears, still today, Old Spice.
Old Spice.
And that's just one of those smells. And Old Spice has everything now.
They do, yeah.
They have like deodorant and pomade.
It used to be just bar soap. Yeah. And then you got the Old Spit cologne.
Yeah.
So, did I say Old Spit?
Yeah.
That's what I used to call it when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. Okay. Is that the way is that why it calls it
a normal cloth?
Minton cloth.
What is it for you that brings you back when it comes to the aroma, when it comes to the smell? Like, I don't know, a freshly mowed lawn. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
I'll tell you what Megan says. She says, my great-grandfather used to smell like wood in the outdoors because he was a woodworker and he just worked outside a lot. And so she would get one of his shirts and just go smell them to bring up that memory of him. Oh, I love that.
All the sawdust in the clothes and stuff like that. That's a great memory. I love that, Megan.
I do too. Heather says, I love the smell of fresh baked pound cake. My grandmother made wonderful pound cakes, and now she makes them to show people that she loves them.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, we'd love to taste that, Heather.
I know, we would.
Yeah, make us one. Okay, so Andrew's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Andrew?
Oh, we really like the cedar candles that you can, fire up in the early fall. Makes you wait for the wintertime to get here. So
My wife is into candles. I know exactly what you're talking about with the cedar scent.
That's right. Also wanted to see if you could wish my daughter Aiden a happy birthday today.
Oh, how old is she turning?
12.
We hope you have a fantastic birthday. Best one ever. No, it's just like this. He has danced since
I know,
you
enough with
always
2020. I mean, social distancing in a pandemic is one thing.
Yeah.
You add on top in California the fires that they've been living through. Yeah. I mean, we've got Delta that's coming as a hurricane to Louisiana. So with the wildfires in California, there are some bright things that are happening, some positive things that are happening. There was one firefighter that found a mountain lion cub.
A baby?
Just wandering. Yeah, and I don't know if you know anything about mountain lions, but the cubs stay with mama for 2 years.
I didn't know for 2 years.
2 years before there's the separation. It takes us 18 years to get them out of the house.
Right.
2 years. So there's no mom. And so here's this little mountain lion. The good thing is they were able to get it off to the zoo, Oakland Zoo, as a matter of fact. He's 4 weeks old, this little mountain lion.
Can you imagine how scared he was, not knowing what's happening? Mama's gone, hungry, need his diaper changed. I mean, the whole thing.
So the good thing is that they say that this little mountain lion cub is alert and feisty now. It was scared and really timid and shaking and everything else. Separated from mama, but there's some good things that are coming out of
somebody was there to save him, and they're just the cutest. I guess when they're born, they have those big blue eyes, and oh my goodness, what a baby!
And hopefully he'll grow up to be a great mountain lion, I guess.
I'm sure he will. He'll be raised by humans,
wild
possibly.
Somewhere.
Yeah, well, maybe they might let him back out in the wild, but
you know what? You're right. He'll be at the zoo.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Just because he hasn't had that interaction. Do they call it a pack or a herd or something like that? Not a herd, but
I would say a pack.
Pack, I would too.
I don't know. Excuse me. I'm not an Animal Planet expert.
Me either.
I would say what it really is, but pack sounds
good.
More like it to me.
Yeah.
Like dogs are a pack.
Yeah.
Why not mountain lions be a pack?
Yeah. So he hasn't had the opportunity to be part of one. So I would agree.
If you're a zoologist, feel free to call and let us know. Pumpkin pie. Why they're making it so early.
That's I'm what I have to go to Aldi at some point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But not in this country, evidently. I've got to go to England or something.
There's one up the road.
There is, and they have the pumpkin puree, from what I understand, the pumpkin, 100% pumpkin if you're looking for that. What they don't have are these white chocolate snowmen or hot chocolate snowmen. Have you heard about what these things do? Okay, so I found this. They don't. Well, they sort of do. So you take your, it's either white chocolate or milk chocolate. You put it down in like a coffee mug. You pour hot milk over the top of these snowmen, and they start to melt. And then when they get to the point where they kind of burst open, they're full of marshmallows. So it's almost like hot chocolate in the snowman. It is the most amazing and satisfying thing that you'll watch. They don't have them, and I looked everywhere online yesterday to try to find these locally so I could bring one in and actually do it. No. Here's the thing. I was on social media yesterday, and I found where I can make my own.
No way.
I am making my own. They call them chocolate bombs. And so you get a globe, kind of a mold thing. You pour the liquid chocolate in there, but you have to put the marshmallows in first. Then you decorate it with whatever you want. You give them out as gifts. They get home, they pour the hot milk over the top, and then they burst open with the little mini marshmallows.
So it turns into hot chocolate with marshmallows.
Yes. You can put the little powder, that you buy in the little packets or whatever for the hot chocolate. But they can also, I think there's enough chocolate in the bomb itself that it would make a hot chocolate.
Why do they call it a bomb?
Because it explodes. So as if you watch what happens when you pour the hot milk over, it'll get to a point where the thing just bursts open and here come the marshmallows. And it's like, Ah, yes.
Okay, so.
It's amazing.
You know what? We'll show this to you at hisradio.com when you take a look at either on demand or the video replay. Yeah. It is quite amazing to see.
It's cool. I mean, it's something so simple, and why I didn't think about it and make $1 million, I don't know.
Is this going to be a future Liz's Ugly Bakery?
I think it'll be an element because there's nothing baked in it. You just melt the chocolate, you pour it in the mold, bada bing, bada boo, you got it. But yeah, I think it'll be an addition. It maybe it's a Christmas gift for everyone here.
She just told us.
You'll forget.
Well, yeah, that's true.
She says, my great-grand to smell like wood.
I don't know if you've heard of The Amazing Race. Reality show, a team of 2 get together. There's like 12 teams. They travel around the planet.
So much fun.
For all this stuff to win. Well, there is a dog version of that now. It's an owner paired up with their dog. There's 12 teams, and they call the show not The Amazing Race.
Okay.
They call it The Pack.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be on Amazon Prime. The Pack. It's just like The Amazing Race, only the owner and its dog.
That sounds like so much fun.
Lindsey Vonn, by the way. The Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah?
We're talking skier.
Okay.
Lindsey Vonn. She and her dog are the hosts of the show.
With the dog?
With her dog.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm in.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, I want to compete.
You do?
Yes.
You and Charlie, or you and Ace?
I don't know if I chose to compete with Ace, he would keep everybody out of my way and we would make it to the end. But Charlie would help me socially because nobody would want to vote me off or get me out.
That would be a tough choice to make because you need the social skills, right?
Yeah.
It's not Survivor.
No.
You're not going to be voted off like a Survivor. You lose.
Right, but you get, roadblocked. That's what they call it on The Amazing Race. You get roadblocked. Okay. Nobody's roadblocking Charlie.
No.
And
that's will they call it a dog version of roadblock? I don't know.
Dog park.
Yeah, or kennel.
Or a fire hydrant.
You get crated for the night. You
I like
and your
that one.
dog, yeah. So here's the thing. They'll win, whoever wins, $750,000 and $250,000 to the animal charity of their choice.
Oh, that's a win-win. I like that.
12 teams around the planet. Lindsey Vonn and her dog are the hosts. The Pack.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing it.
You're going to try, huh?
You know what? I'm sure they've already got this one done since it premieres pretty soon.
Hey, if it turns out to be a great show, there's always a season 2.
I got to go talk to Charlie.
Little mountain lion.
Can you imagine how scary it is not knowing what's happening?
I hope you like them because they're coming back.
What is?
Bell bottoms.
No, please, no.
Really? I like bell bottoms.
No, I don't.
I like the silhouette they give you.
They give you a silhouette?
They do, because your eye is attracted down to the bottom of your leg and, is off the rest of you, which I like.
Okay.
So, bell bottoms I really like. Unfortunately for me, because I'm super short, I have to wear like stacked heels or like 3.5, 4.
Stacked heels?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's just heels, basically. But
that are really tall?
Yeah.
How do you walk and not fall down like a giraffe?
Well, that's the thing. It's hard for me to not, because I always feel like I'm leaning forward when I'm wearing bell bottoms. But I do have a pair. They're not the super bell bottom, but
wow.
Just look on your face.
Do you have flowers and stuff on them?
I do not have flowers. Mine are just super plain, and I like wearing a big shirt over the bell bottoms, and then the stacked heels, and I like my chunky jewelry that goes along with it. But aside from that, they were around, of course, in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So, I really wasn't into fashion at that point, or alive during some of it. But then they came back in the late 90s and early 2000s.
And now they're coming back again?
I knew I held on to them for a reason. Like, literally, the bell bottoms I have are from the 2000s.
So you're saying if I wore bell bottoms, people would not look at my little tubby stomach?
Well, they're not coming back for men.
Okay, good, because I will not wear them.
Well, they sort of do. It's either white chocolate or milk chocolate.
So here's the thing, Liz. Is a Wonder Woman fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
She likes Wonder Woman. The movie is coming out. What's it called? Wonder Woman 1984.
Yes, right.
Which is like a throwback.
Yeah, they're going back in time a little bit.
Yeah, to 1984.
Right.
A little bit.
30 some odd years.
36 years ago.
Thanks for the math.
36 years. Whew. And Liz was a teenager back then.
Yes, I was.
So, and proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie, people have been on the edge of their seat. Is this thing ever going to be released?
Yeah, it's supposed to be out on Christmas Day.
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
I mean, in theaters, like...
No.
They already delayed James Bond. Please tell me this did not happen.
Well, here's the thing, and I think Liz is going to like this.
Okay.
They're going to do their best to get it into theaters. It depends on if theaters are open or not, what's going up, but they will stream it.
When, though?
That time.
Oh,
when it's supposed to be out, at the same time.
On Christmas Day.
So they'll do it simultaneously. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So they'll put it in the movies and they'll stream it.
So you can opt to go to, I like the choice. You can go to the theater or you can stay at home with your family on Christmas and watch it
Well, you know you're going to be
together.
spending some dime.
So Mulan, when they released it straight to Disney Plus, wasn't it like $30?
I thought it was $185,000.
No, I don't think. Well, you had to have the subscription, so in the end, probably so.
Yeah, right.
But $30, if you think about it, it's not that bad if your whole family's
bring your whole
watching
family to the theater to
Yeah.
see something. That's So,
and then if you own it, I don't know if you're owning it or renting it, but
it's a release, so you don't buy it.
okay. Oh,
You stream it.
for $30
You stream
or whatever.
it.
Okay.
Hey, so you're going to go to the movie theater and spend an enormous
I
amount of
know.
money.
But we've talked about this because I love the experience of a movie theater, the smell of the popcorn. Even if you don't buy it, it's just the whole atmosphere.
Well, let's tell you what. Just make your popcorn, sit really close to the big screen TV,
yeah.
and there you go. Turn off the lights, watch it in the dark,
Yeah.
and there's your experience right there.
Well, I'd have to have somebody fight me for the elbow rest to actually make it a true experience, but I can do that.
No,
It's fine.
for all this stuff, well, there is a dog. If you're
It's paired up
thirsty
with their dog,
and you're taking a trip to outer space, say you're in that Elon Musk thing. Is it Elon
okay.
Musk?
Yes.
Who did the SpaceX,
Yes.
right? Okay. So say you're in SpaceX, you're doing a leisure trip around the moon, you want to do a lunar landing, you can grab some water while you're on the moon because they've discovered that there really is water on the moon.
Is there real? How did they discover it? Because nobody's gone there recently.
They're smart people.
Okay.
That's what it is. So here's there was a rover investigation. So when you got the
sure.
rover on the moon, you can discover
They can
all
check
this
it out.
stuff. They see the molecules, they see all that stuff. They see water and ice, which they can mine. And here's what they say. This is on the dark side of the moon. They say that they can use this. Don't think Pink Floyd. She looked at me and she's like, "Oh, Pink Floyd's rolling through her 1980s head." Is what that is.
Oh no.
Okay. So anyway, it's on the dark side of the moon, and they say they can mine this and use it for rocket fuel. And so it could be like a gas station, so to say, for future space exploration.
What is happening? Like the research and everything that's going on.
I know,
now
right?
Is incredible. They've talked about cell service on the moon, and now there's water on the moon.
Yeah,
and-
Nokia is actually going to build a cell tower, so to say, on the moon. So when the next lunar landing happens, they can send back real-time video and real-time pictures, and you don't have that big delay. It's like, Houston? Beep. Beep. Yes. Beep. That's my little beep.
Oh, and it was spot on. But all I'm thinking is, I live kind of in the country, and my cell service is not that great from time to time.
You want Nokia to come to your
I want
neighborhood.
somebody to come and fix
Yeah,
it.
forget the moon. Liz's neighborhood,
No,
please.
Like bell bottom. Silhouette.
There is a brand new restaurant that is opened up. The sad thing is you're not allowed. I'm not allowed. Liz is not allowed to eat at this restaurant. It's only for one client.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, it's Mediterranean food. I mean, it's amazing. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Angela is from just outside of Atlanta, and she has an uncle who's an artist. And I guess she, during the quarantine pandemic and everything, she was getting a little antsy, wanting to get to restaurants and couldn't early on. And so she created her own restaurant with her uncle's help.
Isn't that nice?
And it is a teeny weeny little restaurant just for a chipmunk.
A chipmunk. Did
Yeah.
you hear that? It's a chipmunk's restaurant.
She named him. His name is Thelonious Monk.
Thelonious?
I love it. And so she's made little tables for him. She made like little bar stools. She made she made a green egg in case he wanted to grill a steak. You know, he had to have access. But her uncle and she have gotten together and made like little bowls and little plates and little utensils for Thelonious. And
she's talking about chipmunk.
Yes, you can follow her on Instagram, and she blogs and she takes pictures of everything. She even has art that is up of chipmunks, so he can enjoy himself and have the ambiance.
So it's a restaurant for one client. The client is a chipmunk.
Yeah, and she literally serves him food. Like she said he's only pushed a couple of things away off his plate, and they've been things like cabbage. I think she put some peppers out there that he doesn't like it spicy so much.
Evidently.
So he pushed those to the side, but she served him sushi, ramen, cheeseburgers, things like that.
Cheeseburgers?
And he shows up every day, almost
to
every
this
day,
little restaurant.
Yes.
And what is it, in a backyard? That's crazy.
She lives in an apartment, I think, and it's on her back deck or
whatever. Well, we'll tell you what. We'll have this streaming for you on His Radio TV. So later on, you'll see it on Roku, Apple TV, hisradio.com, and the My His Radio app. You just got to see this little restaurant that's made for a little chipmunk. Yeah. No.
I mean,
no.
They already
finally they're getting a makeover, and I hope they redesign that creepy king. Talking about Burger King.
Oh yeah.
That's a creepy king,
creepy.
right? So they're doing a whole redesign of Burger King to match social distancing.
What?
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole makeover. So here's a couple of things that I wrote down.
Okay.
They're going to have a lot of curbside now. They'll have locker pickup. So you come up, you push a code, open up a locker, there's your food, and then close it, and then you can eat.
Amazon does that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So some spots are going to have... if you're familiar with Sonic, you drive in, you park.
Yeah.
Burger King's going to do that at some locations.
I was just thinking this sounds a lot like Sonic.
It is, yeah. Yeah. So, and even send your food on a conveyor belt.
Okay, that's the one I want. I want that option because I want to see it happen.
You want to see it come to you?
Yeah. Could you turn the speed up? Because I really want to see it.
Yeah, then it stops and your fries go flying out.
That's okay. I don't
Your
need
milkshake goes because it stops so fast. Now, okay, so they're getting that down. What about the creepy king at Burger King? He's a creeper, man.
Yeah, like I don't mind the way he looks as much, but he's just
weird. When you see a lady in a commercial washing dishes, and all of a sudden he's looking at the window at her, you're like, whoa, that's creepy,
here?
Dude. I can plan it.
So much I can do.
Finally, they're getting a makeover, and I hope they redesign that creepy king. Talking about Burger King.
Oh yeah.
That's a creepy king,
creepy.
right? So they're doing a whole redesign of Burger King to match social distancing.
What?
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole makeover. So here's a couple of things that I wrote down.
Okay.
They're going to have a lot of curbside now. They'll have locker pickup. So you come up, you push a code, open up a locker, there's your food, and then close it, and then you can eat.
Amazon does that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So some spots are going to have... if you're familiar with Sonic, you drive in, you park.
Yeah.
Burger King's going to do that at some locations.
I was just thinking this sounds a lot like Sonic.
It is, yeah. Yeah. So, and even send your food on a conveyor belt.
Okay, that's the one I want. I want that option because I want to see it happen.
You want to see it come to you?
Yeah. Could you turn the speed up? Because I really want to see it.
Yeah, then it stops and your fries go flying out.
That's okay. I don't
Your
need
milkshake goes because it stops so fast. Now, okay, so they're getting that down. What about the creepy king at Burger King? He's a creeper, man.
Yeah, like I don't mind the way he looks as much, but he's just weird.
When you see a lady in a commercial washing dishes, and all of a sudden he's looking at the window at her, you're like, whoa, that's creepy,
here?
Dude. Delay.
So some sea turtles are endangered. You know this, right? So for some reason, there are people that when the mama turtle comes up on the beach, digs her little area to lay her eggs, There are people that try to save those eggs, obviously, but then there are other people that want to break in and they want to steal those eggs because they're a delicacy at restaurants and bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad they're doing that.
I know. And they know these turtles are endangered. It's all wrong. Anyway, there are different organizations that are out there and they're trying to save these endangered turtles. One of these organizations has come up with 3D printed and GPS enabled decoy sea turtle eggs.
Get out, really?
Yeah, really. And what they say is the people that go in and steal those eggs generally are pretty local. They don't come in and steal them and then, take off 300 miles away. I mean, they stay very local and trade to the restaurants and bars right there. It's just not good. So what they're doing, GPS-enabled decoy eggs so that they can track them and find out who's doing this.
Look at that.
3D printed. Which is wild.
I know.
To me. So
we're making houses with 3D printers now.
I know. You can make anything. Have you ever watched a sea turtle make its way back to the ocean? Not back to, but to the ocean?
Yeah.
It's the wildest.
It is. Their instinct, they know what area to go, what direction to go in. They don't go toward the road. They go right to the water.
Right, because they're following that light, the moon. They're following that huge orb in the sky, and they're looking for it, and that's how they get back to where they're supposed to go.
So they follow the light.
They do follow the light. What we should all do.
Right?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
She called the cops. She's like, you're not going to believe this. No, not Liz.
Okay.
This is some lady in Germany. And she's like, there is a sea monster in my house.
What now?
Literally, she was absolutely convinced that what she saw in her house was a sea monster. She wasn't seeing things. The police came. They wanted to help her. Yeah. They probably thought as they were driving up, sea monster? Really? What is this? So they go inside. Sure enough, they saw it.
Was it a sea monster?
It's a crab.
Wait a minute. How do you mistake a crab for a sea monster?
Because the thing was actually huge.
Oh,
crabs are not that big.
Not normally.
No, I mean, it wasn't lobster size,
not
but
the ones I order.
It was big. It was 10 limbs.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's called a Chinese Minton crab. And so it has more limbs than your usual crab.
Because they normally have 8. Correct? Or 6? I don't know.
Sure, nailed it. But this thing's had 10 in the garage. She called it a sea monster. But everything's okay, and this thing's, in the sea.
So a mitten crab,
mitten crab.
Does it wear mittens or mittens do the front little, it's like a, I don't know how to describe what I'm talking about. Does it look like it's getting ready to throw a snowball? Great. I don't know. You know how a glove has places for your fingers. A mitten does not.
Okay.
Is that the way the front 2 claws look?
No,
is that why
they're normal claws.
Then why they call it a mitten claw? I mean, a mitten crab.
Because.
Just because they
It only comes out
else?
during Christmas time.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
When your kids went out for a sporting team or, cheerleading or whatever, and, they had the tryouts, and then you wait. Sometimes it can be a day, later on that afternoon. It's always a little stressful. You're like, oh, please.
The unknown, wondering if you're going to be picked to be on the team.
Yes, and their little hearts are set on it, and you don't want them to be disappointed. Well, that happened with Kayla. She found out on a Friday that they were going to have cheerleading tryouts on that Monday. And they were given a routine. They were emailed, I guess, the choreography for this routine. She had to learn it over the weekend. She practiced for 16 hours over the weekend between Friday and Monday morning before she went to school. So on Monday afternoon, I guess, or Tuesday maybe afternoon, she had to call or go online and look for her number. Her number was 17. And she had to find out if she made it on the cheerleading team after all of her work.
And?
She made it.
Well, that's good. Good for her.
Kayla has Down syndrome.
She does.
She does. And her mom, of course, was just like, this is her dream. She has danced since she was a little girl. She's taken cheer lessons and all this, but she wanted to be on her high school JV team. She competed against 35 other girls. There were only 20 spots to be had.
And she's won.
And Kayla is now on the JV AV squad.
Best one, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Look at that smile. Oh, my goodness.
She works so hard.
Yeah.
Way to go. And that's the way it's done, you know?
Yeah, it is. I love that story.